everybody. Today we are going to start some coding because why not, Okay, so today we are going to be covering animation. I think I'm spelling it wrong, but I don't care. Okay, so basically we are going to be doing some animation, and I'm just going to capitalize this just to make it more bold and bright. Okay, so first we can maybe do a cat in wizard encounter, I think that would be pretty cool. So this might take a while to load, and I don't have an answer as if to why it's oh wow, look at that. Bing bang boom. It's actually not taking a while to load for once. So we could do a wizard encounter, we could do or we could just do a dragon encounter. I think a dragon encounter would look nice. Okay, yeah, instead of that, we're just going to do a dragon encounter. So, basically how this is going to work is first we need to make it to where they meet up with each other. And because this is really big, let's edit the size to be 75. Maybe we'll change it to 60. Oh yeah, that's really good for size. Okay, so now we're going to move this, and we're going to see what accurate place it needs to be in. 158 and a Y of 1. Okay, so basically now we're going to start with a win flag clicked sprite, and we are going to do a go to X 158 and Y1. Now, why are we doing this? Because basically if we click it, it could just go over the cat or into the middle if we script to where the cat needs to be, and that would look really weird, and also the code would run differently. So now we're just gonna have to find the cat and see where he's gonna start. That's roughly where the ground would be. Okay, he would go at a negative 187, as is the X, and Y is negative 1. Okay, let's also do this so that we can get the code already set up, and now so we can click that flag, and when they were originally in the middle, it now works, which basically meaning they don't spawn in the middle, but they spawn where they need to be. So one grammatical error is if the dragon was going to meet the cat, he needs to turn his head to see the cat. But from where he is, he would be walking to the wall, and that would look weird. So now we have to go into the costume, Dragon A. Then now we have to maybe copy it, because that could be helpful. I'm just going to duplicate it. Okay, Dragon A left. And then this is going to be Dragon A right. Okay, so now we're going to go to Dragon A left, and we are going to basically, now we're going to have to group it, because if we don't group it, then we would have to move every piece separately, and that would look super weird. So I think it's more recommended to just do this. And okay, now we're going to have to flip it horizontally, and now it's perfect. It's looking exactly where it needs to be, which is good. Now we can do that for Dragon B, but animation codes will probably be next time. But for now, we're just going to start the animation scripts for maybe like a part 1, if you're doing a part 1 series or something. And part 2, part 3, part 4, blah, blah, blah. But for now, we're just going to start with those. So now we need to make it to where they walk into each other, or like bump into each other, or just somehow stop and they see each other. But also something that we need to keep in mind before we do any of this, we need to go into the paint script, and we also need to make ground, because what's an animation without ground? Like, then it would just look weird. Then they're floating in the air, and cats can't actually float in the air, as we know. So if we do this, okay, I'm sort of seeing it. Now let's just make it a little higher. Okay, that's good. That's good. Now we're gonna have to make it go. We can't make it go backwards. Well, then I have one solution to this. We're going to now just group the cat, and now we're going to group him like that. Now we're going to make him go into the front. Oh, well, look at me. Okay, so that I might have accidentally mishapped that one. So, yeah. So, actually, about the ground, we don't need a code for it to spawn where it needs to be. Basically, it would just stay there, and it's never going to move. So, we could just basically leave it where it is and not have to do a code when we spawn it. Okay, I just noticed something. The ground is actually a little off, so we are going to have to exercise it to there, and boom. Well, exercise it. Extra size it. So when flag clicked, there is a button that allows you to go to the back layer. And when this runs, their feet are above the ground. And that makes a cool ground. So now we are going to start with the cat and the dragon walking. So where do we want to stop? Wait. Oh. I said we were going to start with the scenes. Oh. So, okay. Clearly I went a little too ahead. And we also forgot about the backdrop. Let's make like a little sky backdrop, But how about we change it to bitmap so that we can use the paint option. Go this way. And it actually makes it way more easier to get a good sky, because then you can do this. Yeah. So that's just a little thing, if you never knew, for those coders out there. And then you can just change it to vector and it'll still look the same. So now we can maybe just darken it a bit. Oh. Okay. Well, okay, clearly didn't think too ahead. Maybe we could just do a good old 54? Okay, maybe not. Well, maybe let's just add a few clouds, just to make the scenery more alive. Okay, that's one little cloud. Yep, you get the point. Just make clouds as unique as possible. You can even make square clouds. I mean, what's so bad about that? And done. Okay, so I know those aren't the best clouds you've ever seen, but they're clouds to begin with. So as long as you have that, that's good. Okay, back to what we were going to. But first, I have one thing I would like to do that would make it look even better. Outline. So the outline allows you to basically put an outline that kind of goes on the outside of the square. So we can do this and make it like a 2. And that looks way more better. Now the thing about the dragon, we could also do that, except if we were to do that, if we were to put an outline, it would outline every single thing about this dragon. That would look really bad. So actually, let's also take out the outline for this guy, for the cat. Oh, there's no outline. Well, okay. We are learning so much things today. Even I am. Okay, so go back into the code. I think we should just start coding, right? I mean, what's an animation tutorial without the first episode actually coding? That's just wrong. Okay, so let's test a bit. Let's now go to make it move a few steps. There is a move steps button. So let's see how that experiments. Okay, so basically how move steps works is basically it will just change the X position. So, get rid of this. Okay, so we are going to have to go into the control. We're going to have to repeat it until it meets right in this middle line. So, maybe repeat 18 times for it to move 10 steps. And also, we also want it to look like it actually is moving. So also wait a good 0.2 seconds. Let's see how that works. Oh, that looks so good. Now, of course, we needed to like stop at a point. So maybe I did do a wrong decision, and probably let's stop it at 16, see how that works. That looks so good. Who says that's a pretty good way to start our tutorial? Now, also while we're doing this, we need to put a repeat. We also need to put a thing where it says. We also need to put a forever loop. So let's actually make that a separate command of its own, because if we put that into that command, this will only run after the repeat is done, which would then be bad. And this is the part that makes the cat actually want to move. So if we look in here, there's two costumes. One of it on the ground, about to walk, and then one of it walking. So we want it forever next costume. Now, we want to stop it here. So here's how it's going to work. If the costume is greater than 2, so if, for example, costume, which is kind of its own variable that was made by Scratch. So if costume number is greater than 2, then we are going to switch costume to costume number 1. And how about we do something? How about we do a variable? Basically meaning that, for example, when okay, now I'm regretting on doing the variable, never mind. So actually, and also so we need something to also make sure that this stops doing this when the X is done. So now I have a new thing. We can take this if command, and then we can go into a part that says repeat until. This allows repeat until. So, yeah, okay. So, we actually need this to repeat okay, okay. Hold on. I really need to think about this, because I don't think I intended on any of this actually happening. So, we need to define what all this does to actually understand it. So if we're going to make this repeat until, we can't put this inside, because if we put this inside, then whatever we put here, then this will begin after that. After the command of it stopping at the certain X and Y, then this will begin, and that is not our intendance. So which is why we probably need to put this maybe under, and then we're going to have to try to do a thing where it says if that, and then repeat until X equals something, and then Y equals something. So now we are going to have to put two equal commands so that we can specify exactly where it needs to be. Okay, so repeat until X position and Y position equal their certain number. Now, why do we need to do this? So that we can specify where it needs to be. So for example, for this character, -27. Oh wait, we never needed Y to change. So until X position equals 27. Then stop this script. Why do we need to stop this script? Because then this script will never happen again. Now if we stop all, then this will also stop this script, which actually, well, and also any other scripts, which would be bad. So now we're going to have to stop this script. Okay, stop this script. Now, if I am correct, oh, problemo. You see, it's changing the costume, but forever next costume. We never actually specified, I don't think we ever specified, that I need to do this. So we might need to take out this if command, and we need to maybe exchange it out for it to. Okay. Hold on. I need to think about this. We can do a thing where it repeats this thing. Okay, so now I've thought about this. We can repeat this as a thing where it can be a repeat. We can repeat this 8 times because it's going to do 16 times, and we're going to do a wait 2 seconds thing. So repeat 8 times, wait 0.2 seconds for it to switch to next costume. I just want to try it like this, and I want to see how this works. How it intends on working. Oh, that's bad. Okay, so maybe we need this to go the full 16. Whoa, it works. Okay, so now, before this, okay. So first, then we're going to need to actually set its costume. So switch costume to costume 1 when it's clicked also. And when this stops, also switch costume to costume 1 so it can actually land. And now hit it. Yes! Now time to code up the dragon. So, I want to say we're doing a similar code for this because it seems exactly what we need to do. But because the dragon is relatively bigger, for him to have to move the exact same distance, he would probably move to a point where he's moving to the final third of the screen, and we don't want that, so we're going to have to do his code a slight bit differently. So when clicked, we're going to also maybe just take this script. Fun fact, we can do that, and then it will appear here, which is actually really nice. And, okay, so the problem with this being a next costume thing, we're actually going to have to recode it a whole different way for it to be only dragon. Okay, so now I've thought about what we're doing. We're going to group this. We're going to copy this. Oh, yeah. And we're going to flip this to be horizontal so that it can be running. And that way also, it's not how you think it's supposed to be. It's not like running in this, it's not running in the right direction, it's running in the left direction, which is good. So we're going to call this Dragon Bee Run Left. And then we're going to call this Dragon Bee Run Right. Okay. So, yeah, that's going to be good. Maybe we'll do something with the fire also, but this is just to get a starter off on the code. Okay, so we're going to change it to Dragon A Left and Dragon B Running. So, switch costume to not Dragon C, but Dragon A Left, and then Dragon B Run Left. No, wait, right? I think I'm doing it, yeah, okay. I'm just trying to confirm because this is my first ever coding video, so I'm trying to confirm that I'm doing everything correct because I want to make the experience good for all the viewers. Okay, so repeat this 16, not 16 times, but let's experiment 8 times and see where that gets us. 8 times, so switch costume Dragon A, okay, yes, and then do this. And then we are going to, fun fact, if you right click it, you can duplicate it. Let's just take out this wait 0.2 second script and then do, instead of Dragon A Left, Dragon B Run Left. And then we're actually going to have to get rid of this and Switch costume to Dragon A left, and then stop the script. So, if I'm correct, we did this correct. Okay, so we might actually have to go to 16. But the problem is 0.2 seconds is a really long time, so maybe let's make this something way shorter. Like maybe we're looking at 0. I think that's too fast. Because I think we just need to go on 0.05. That will be good. And also we need to repeat this 16 times, which I never intended on doing, but look at that. Oh, look at that. Oh, did we ever do the costume changing? Hold on, did we ever change how... We never even did the X... Oh, big mistake. Look at me. I'm learning so much today. So now we're going to have to repeat 16 times how this is going to work because that probably did not intend on going how I wanted it. So wait, 0.2... Actually, we're going to change this up to probably just 0.1 seconds because that's a pretty good time, knowing how the character actually runs. So wait 0.1 seconds and move 10 steps is how we're going to do this. Wait 0.1 seconds and move 10 steps. Okay. Now, if I'm correct, we just did it correctly. Oh, whoa. Oh, problem here. So it's actually moving, so it's doing the code correctly, except how it identifies it. It's identifying it by it moving 10 steps its way backwards, and oh no, 20% left. Well, luckily this video won't waste up all my battery. Okay, so now we have to make it to a point where it has to go negative 10 steps. Why? Because that's going to make it go forward. Yes. Oh. Okay, so maybe 16 was a little too big. Maybe 12. 12? Okay, so it stops right in the middle, and then, ooh, Scratch Cat does overlap a bit. Maybe let's make it 14. And then we're going to see how that works. So we're just going to experiment a bit. Ooh, okay, and then they collide. I think that's really good. Sadly, I think that's all we're going to have to stop with for today. But keep in mind, this is just going to be part 1. I don't know how that happened. Part 1, and we are going to save the project. Make sure you do that. And we're going to have to put a hold to this video. But at the end of this, you're going to be like, yes, I finally created an animation. Okay, I'm going to have to quit it there. Goodbye, everybody.